You ever feel like you're running on empty but somehow you're still expected to keep going? Like your phone is on 1% battery and everyone around you is still asking and expecting you to make calls, send texts, play music, and light up their whole world. My friend, that's not just tired, that's emotional exhaustion. And let's be real, you're not just exhausted from doing too much. You're exhausted from being too much. For too many people, for way too long. You've been trying to hold it all together for everyone. Smiling when you feel like crying, saying I'm fine when you're breaking inside, showing up when nobody else does. And you know what? That's not strength. That's survival. That's burnout dressed up as, I've got this. Let me tell you something, my friend. You can't pour from an empty cup. But you've been trying to fill everyone's cup. Even the people who made holes in yours. You've been the emotional support line for your friends, the unpaid therapist for your family, the overworked, underappreciated backbone of every relationship you've ever been in. You say yes when you mean no. You show up when you should stay home. You give and give and give until there's nothing left, and they still ask for more. Let's call it what it is. You're emotionally exhausted because you've been everything for everybody. And nothing for yourself. You say yes to every favor, every request, every can you just, even when your plate is already overflowing. You are the one they call when they're in crisis, but where are they when it's your turn? You're the peacemaker, the fixer, the one holding it all together. And you don't even remember the last time someone asked how you were really doing. Your body's breaking down, you're tired, your chest is tight, your sleep is trash, and your mind never shuts off. And deep down, you're starting to resent the people you love because they keep taking and you don't know how to say stop. That's the part nobody talks about, right? You love them, but you're drowning in the weight of everything. The truth is, my friend, being everything for everyone is a trauma response. Somewhere along the way, you learn that your value comes from what you do for others, not for who you are. Maybe it started in childhood. Maybe it's that parent who only showed affection when you were good. Maybe it was the friends who needed you to be the clown, the helper, the caretaker, so they could feel better about themselves. Or maybe you just learned that being needed felt safer than being alone. So now you can't stop. You're addicted to being needed. You feel like if you don't hold it together, everything will fall apart. Let me tell you something, my friend. That's not your job. It was never your job. But I know what you're thinking. If I stop, who is going to take care of them? Who is going to step up? And here's the gut punch. If you stop, they'll figure it out. They have to. Or maybe they won't. But either way, it's not on you. You're not the glue holding the world together. You're not the one responsible for everyone's happiness. You're not here to rescue people who won't save themselves. You're not here to carry burdens that were not meant for you. My friend, let that sink in. Because if you don't hear this now, your body is going to scream it later. That chronic fatigue, that back pain, that tension in your jaw, that's your body begging you to stop. And never forget this truth. People will take as much as you're willing to give. They'll drain you dry, pat you on the back, and call you, oh, so strong, while you're crumbling behind closed doors. They'll call you selfless. But what they really mean is, you make my life easier. And the hardest part, you let it happen because you don't know how to say no. Because somewhere deep down, you believe that saying no makes you a bad person. You believe that setting boundaries means you don't care. You believe that resting is selfish. Here's the truth. Saying no is love. Setting boundaries is love. Resting is love. For you, if you ever find yourself being the emotional support human for everyone around you, just remember, you're not an Amazon Prime package. Nobody should expect 24-hour delivery from you. But seriously, you've been playing the role of superhero far too long. You forgot you're human. You forgot that you have limits. You forgot that your worth isn't tied to how much you give. You forgot that you're allowed to rest, that you're allowed to say no, that you're allowed to not have it all together. My friend, you know what the most dangerous part is? When you give so much to everyone else for so long, you forget what you even need. You don't even know what rest feels like. You don't know what peace feels like. You don't know who you are without the constant doing. You've been so busy holding space for everyone else's feelings, you haven't had a single moment to ask, What do I feel? What do I need? What do I even want? You're emotionally exhausted because you've been living in survival mode. You've been running on adrenaline, people pleasing, saying yes to everything, thinking it's love. But it's not love. It's fear. It's fear of rejection, fear of not being good enough, fear of being left behind. Now here's a truth bomb you might not want to hear. Being everything to everyone is not noble. It's not selfless. It's a trauma response. You learn to perform to feel safe. You learn to be the strong one so that nobody will leave. You learn to overfunction because you were scared of being abandoned. And now you're drained, you're anxious, and you're tired all the time. And you feel like if you stop, everything will fall apart. But here's the truth. It's not all on you. It never was. If you stop holding it together, some things will fall apart. But maybe they were never meant to stand in the first place. Pause and breathe that in, because this next part, it's the shift that could save you. You have permission to stop. You have permission to stop answering every phone call. Stop replying to every message. Stop saying yes when your body is screaming no. You have permission to sit down and breathe, to turn off your phone, to let someone else figure it out, to say I'm not available right now, and to let the chips fall wherever they may. Because let's be honest, if they only value you when you're useful, that's not enough. That's not love, that's convenience. And listen, I know you're scared. I know you're afraid of disappointing people, of letting them down, but you can't be the savior in everyone else's story. You can't keep abandoning yourself just to be accepted. You can't keep shrinking so that other people can feel bigger. Let me hit you with another truth. The people who get mad when you set boundaries, they were benefiting from your lack of them. The ones who get upset when you say no, they are the ones who were using your yes. And here's where it gets even deeper. If you don't learn to say no, your body will say it for you. That constant tension in your shoulders, that pounding headache, that chest tightness, the brain fog, the feeling like you're underwater all the time, that's not normal. That's your body screaming, I can't keep up with this pace. You need to stop. So pause with me for a second. Ask yourself, who am I trying to save? And what am I losing in the process? Because here's the thing. You can lose people without fixing their lives. You can support them without carrying their weight. You can care deeply and still say no. And let's be real, you don't have to prove your worth by being everything for everybody. Your value is not measured by how much you give away. Your value is not based on how little you ask for in return. Your value is not tied to how much you can endure before you break. You are enough because you are here. You are enough because you exist. Not because of what you do, but because of who you are. And here's the part nobody tells you. God didn't create you to carry it all. You are never meant to be everyone's solution, everyone's safety net, everyone's hero. No, you can let go and trust that the world won't fall apart because you took a break. You can let go and know that God's love is steady, even when yours run out. You can let go and trust that rest is holy too. Let me lighten it up for a second. You ever notice that when you're finally done doing everything for everyone, you sit down and someone still asks you to get up and grab something? Like you're on the couch exhausted and they yell out, "Can you pass me the remote?" No, I cannot. I'm resting. That's the mode you're on now. So here's what I need you to do today, not tomorrow. Say no to something that drains you. Take a break. Even if it's 5 minutes, let someone else figure it out. And when the guilt creeps in, because it will, remind yourself, rest is not selfish. Rest is necessary. You don't have to be everything for everyone. You don't have to hold it all together. You don't have to sacrifice yourself just to be loved. You're allowed to take up space. You're allowed to have needs. You're allowed to rest. You are allowed to say, I can't do this today. And you are still worthy. You're still enough. And you're still loved. And if you're ready to stop chasing, stop pleasing, and stop carrying what you were never meant to hold, type "I'm choosing me" in the comments. Because at the end of the day, it's not just the destination, it's the journey. Stay blessed.